Welcome back to Bet on the Bounce. My name's Dobby and this is Dos. And Dos, people are really starting to believe you're cursed.
Bontempelli was my first Brownlow hit, and then switched it up to Will Day earlier on this year.
Who's next? Who do you like the least in the comp? Because they're your next Brownlow bet.
And then found out today he's gone for 3 to 4 weeks. So
I think it's longer than that.
3 to 4 months. Sorry.
3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months.
So basically, Dos has a curse. Every team he hits head to head, most of them are losing. You're on the Suns, which just got there. Yeah, but anyway, run us through your bets of last week.
That was controversial too.
Very controversial.
That was very controversial.
But run us through your bets of last week.
Magpies Blues lost that one. Cats Demons lost that one. Suns Crows lost. Tigers Lions lost. Kangas Swans lost. Giants Eagles won. Power Saints lost. Dockers Bulldogs lost. And my round 4 mega multi also lost. It wasn't a good week at all, to be fair. I feel like I might have got unlucky a couple of times.
Where do you think you got unlucky? What's a bet you got unlucky on? None of them.
I didn't expect that.
None of them. You just maybe it was the vibes you're off.
They just weren't on last week, but
is it back to the vibes?
We're still going with the vibes, and I feel like this week is gonna be a better week for me. Just
how are people meant to believe in the vibes?
They just got to trust the process.
You need to. I think what you need to do is you need to take a week away, get to the bye weeks or something. You need to take a week away, find some inner peace, and reclaim your vibes. You need to go on like a personal health tour. You know what people do when they're middle-aged?
Wellness retreat.
Yeah, wellness retreat. Like when people have like their midlife crisis and they're an alcoholic and then they come out of being an alcoholic and then all of a sudden they just found inner peace. You need that with your vibes.
Yeah, okay. But it's like I don't know where you stand. Like you're always ridiculing me about my bets, but you're the one that paid me to put shit bets on, so yours look way better.
I did not do that. I don't need to do that. Your bets look trash anyway. Talking of my bets, I had another winning week. Hey,
oh really?
How's that? I went to the Pies Blues game, and I was very happy to see that got up. Got up pretty convincingly. None of the legs were close to losing, so that's good. Oliver got his 30, but Demons lost by 39, so that was a close loss that hurt. Anderson didn't look in it after the first quarter. Zorko, my bet of the week, sucked, and on TikTok and Instagram comments, I got an absolute mouthful from randoms. Oh, nice one, mate. He got 80. Great bet. Oh, an absolute lock. Oh, the stats lied. Thanks, geniuses. I believe it or not, I watched the game. Yeah. I know it lost. It was my fucking lock of the week.
He was looking all right early too. Thought he might have got there, but
he was looking all right. And then Swans Jordan. I think Jordan just got there, so that was lucky for me. Callahan 25 plus. I don't want to bet on him ever again. I'm sick of this bloke dawdle around do nothing. If he ever gets tagged, he will do nothing. I'm not betting on him again. I know it won. I'm not betting on that ever again. This one lost. Wines didn't get much of a run because of
Butters being
because
back.
of Butters. Anyway, Dale Libber that got up pretty easy, and then Mega Multi no good. But what about our guest? How did our guest go?
AI ChatGTP, is it?
That's so boomer to get that wrong. ChatGPT, yeah.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
GPT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, no, I don't know. Maybe it's ChatGPT.
Yeah, maybe it's just AI.
Bro, you've actually brain rotted me. Yeah. What? How did the AI go?
He won the AI won Magpies versus
Oh
Blues.
my God,
I didn't want to assume it's gender 2 weeks in a row.
You were in shambles.
Magpies. Collingwood. Carlton.
What is going on?
All right, so AI won its first bet with Magpies and the Blues. Pies to win. Dacos 25. Kerno goal. He lost the Cats Demons. Suns, Crows, Tigers, Lions, and then got wins. Kangas, Swans with Swans 25. Swans to win and Parker for 25 disposals.
$7 odds.
$7 odds.
Massive win. We said it was a good bet.
Yeah, $140 there. And then won the next game. Giants and Eagles. Toby Green 2 goals and Tom Green 25 disposals. That was only $1.77, but a win's a win.
Win is a win.
And then yeah, did no good for the last 3 bets of that round.
I thought you were going to change up tactics this week and just go about like low $2 odds and just try to get some winners. See yourself on the winning bets video at the end of the week.
I think I like these bets. I've got confidence in them this week.
I've seen this movie. I've seen this movie before.
They're decent. I'm not a $1.70, 78 guy. You know what I mean?
I said it last week. I'd rather have $1.78 and win than $4 and lose.
It's just like,
let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Let's see what you've got.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's either the vibes are off and you need to go on a personal health tour, or he's back.
I reckon I'm back. I'm backing that in.
Alrighty, well, I'll kick us off. It is gather round, so every game is at Adelaide, which is fitting that we have Adelaide Crows versus the Geelong Cats. Adelaide are $1.61 and the Cats are $2.34. The line is 8.5. With this one, I have just seen that Crouch likes playing against Geelong. His last 2 games got 37 and 31. He loves playing at home. He gets a lot of disposals out there, and he's coming back from... He was managed last week, but I don't think he's injured at all. I think he genuinely is just managed because he's just a bit older. He did want to take the trip up north. So even for 25 plus, Phil Thorpe, thrill seeker, 2 goals, and Cameron 2 goals. He hasn't kicked 2 goals this year, I don't think. So he's, the way I see it, he's due. So that gets me $3.20. Kind of keeping it simple. I don't see how any of those 3 legs really loses. Knock on wood. What do you got?
I've gone Jake Saligo for 25. Bailey Smith for 25. These 2 have had 25 disposals in, I think, all of their games this year. And I've gone Lawson Humphreys for 20 disposals. He got that pretty easily last week. I'm expecting him to do it again off halfback. He played a pretty good game, and I got $3.50 odds there.
Nice. And our guest for the round is 100K Sports. You might know them from their show where they put a multi together every single week at $10,000 odds, and they put $10 on it, so 100K multi they call it. So what they've done, they're our guest punters for the week, so they've basically broken up their bets into each game SGMs and given it to us, and they will be our guest punters for the round. Their mega multi we won't be giving you at the end of the show. It literally will just be their 100K multi.
Yeah.
So their $10,000 odds, they will have 20 on it on our show. If you want to see their 100K multi, we suggest you go over to their Instagram or go to their YouTube and watch their video of their 100K multi for the round. But with the first game, what do they got for us?
The Crows Cats game, they've gone Fogarty for 2+ goals, Patrick Dangerfield for a goal. I like that. He was pretty damaging up forward last week. And they've Cameron 15+. Mm-hmm. He was getting around the ground.
Yep.
Last week as well, so I like that bet. $3.02 odds. That brings us into Friday night's game. It's Collingwood versus Sydney. Collingwood are $1.72 favourites, and Sydney at $2.13. The line being 5.5. I've got for this game, I've gone Sydney to win, and Nick Blakey for 20+ disposals at $3.33. It's in Adelaide, so away for both teams, really.
It's no one's home game.
No one's home game. And I feel like Sydney didn't start off too well this year, and I feel like they're starting to find form now. And them being at $2.13 odds here, I'm back at them in against Collingwood.
Yeah, so am I. I've also taken Swans to win with Roberts 20+ on top of that. I don't know how Collingwood are such, like, they're not heavy favourites, but they're like they're $1.72. I don't understand it. So they've beaten Port, suck. Carlton, suck, and who's the other team they beat? Oh, and Dogs, who are riddled with injuries, and they got beat by like 60 points by GWS. I'm not convinced by Collingwood. Hasn't been a game that's convinced me that they're great. They beat the Dogs by 8 points, which is their best performance yet, I guess.
Yeah.
I just am not convinced by them at all. So I'm taking Swans win because I purely think this is value. And then similarly, you've taken Blakey, I've taken Roberts, just to come off and just get some free easy kicks in the back line. That's $2.80 for me. We go to 100K Sports. For this one, they've gone Swans win as well. So we're all in the Swans. For this one, we've all seen the value. They've gone Heaney, 20+ and a goal, and Warner, 20+ and a goal. And that is $5.98. we head into the next game, and it is North Melbourne versus the Suns. Suns are heavy favourites, $1.26 to North Melbourne, $3.90. The line is 24.5. For this game, my eyes lit up when I saw this was the odds. I can't believe this is the odds. I said 2 weeks ago that Gold Coast cannot defend tall forwards well enough. And then I didn't get on them against Adelaide, which are the best forward line. Thilthorpe kicks 5, Fogarty kicks 4, and Tex kicks 3 or something like that. They had an absolute day out. So I've seen Larky, my favourite bloke down forward, has an unreal goal kicking percentage. Him for 4 goals, a dabble at $5 odds. So I've nabbed that up. What have you got?
I've gone Noah Anderson for 30 again. He had a bit of an off week last week. Looked good early, but then just dropped off in the second, third quarter, but then picked back up again. So I'm going him for 30. Against the Kangas. I've got Rioli for 20 off halfback, and then I'm going Ben King for 2 and Larky for 2, and the Suns to win for $4.72.
Oh, there's a bit of a breadcrumb there.
The Suns to win.
Yeah. we take North now, $3.90 if you want to get on. The curse. This will see if the curse is.
This will see if the curse is up. I'm expecting Suns to hold out here. They're probably the most damaging midfield in the league at the moment.
Yep. I don't know who really compares. Maybe Lions with McCluggage, Neil, and Dunkley.
Ashcroft.
But, Ashcroft, but still, like, Suns are probably up there. Probably have just as good as a resume.
Yeah.
What's our guest punters got for us?
100K Sports. They've just gone King and Larky 2+ each at $1.91.
So again, the guests have gone like a mini version of your bet.
Yeah.
Just taken a few of your legs and gone with it.
Next game is the Blues versus Eagles. Carlton are $1.17 favourites. West Coast $5.10. The line being 33.5. I've gone Walsh for 30, Cripps for 30, and Harley Reid for 20.
Reid for 20.
$7.25.
Reid for 20. Why Reid for 20?
He made a positional change last week to halfback, and I noticed that late. And ended up getting on for 20, and then I'm like, he was paying $11 for 25, so I put 25 on, and he just snuck through with 25.
Yep. So you're on a bit of a read high.
Yeah, I'm on a bit of a read high. And he should be able to deliver here again off halfback if that's where they play him. And then Walsh and Cripps. Walsh had 30 last week, and Cripps has been off the last 2 weeks. Only had, I think, 20 and 22 the last 2 weeks, but if you look at all the other teams that have versed the Eagles, the midfield has just
racked them up. Yep. What odds are you getting for that?
$7.25.
Yeah. So what do you think your hardest leg is? Is it probably?
I think it's
Cripps.
I reckon. I think it could be Cripps.
Cripps for 30 shouldn't be the hardest leg out of that, but I hear if Walsh can get enough easy outside ball like he did last week against the Pies.
Hopefully it's just Cripps giving it to him.
Yeah, exactly. You can just play hot potato with the footy.
Yeah.
I've gone Carlton 25+. If they're $1.50 for that, I was pretty happy to take $1.50. If they can't beat the Eagles by 25+ at a neutral home ground, they stink. They're probably like, if I had to like rank them, they're probably like 12th in rankings right now. And Eagles are second last, maybe
second
last. Maybe
second last. I would put them dead last.
Dead last.
Like dead
last. Yeah, because to be fair, Richmond have been performing well. They perform well against Brisbane. They're dead last. So it's the team that's 12th versus dead last. If they can't win by 25+, I'm off them. No bet list. Line through them. I will not bet on them again. And then Kerno 3+. Old mate Harry Edwards from Whoville, he got dropped for the week, unfortunately. R.I.P. And then they brought in Sandy Brock. Is it Sandy Brock?
Sandy Brock, yeah.
Yeah, and he came in and then a bloke with a broken thumb kicked 9 on him. So, it's not much. It's not much of a change. So Kerno to kick 3. If he can't kick 3 on them, I don't know if Carlton can win by 25+. I think they're very interchangeable. If they win by 25+, Kerno kicks 3. If he kicks 3, they probably win by 25+. So $2.23 for that. This is my most confident bet of the week, which means I just cursed the shit out of it.
Is it a lock?
Oh, I can't use that term anymore because my last two have gone to utter shit, but it's a lock. And we go to to the boys over 100k sports. This gives me a tiny bit more confidence. They've just taken Kerno 3 plus at $1.50. They've seen what I've seen. They just want to get a win and get out of there. The next game is the Bulldogs and the Lions. The Lions are not heavy favourites, but they're pretty well favourites at $1.49. To the Dogs, $2.65, and it's 12.5 the line. For this game, I had a look at Dunk's history, Dunkley, and he performs pretty well against the Bulldogs. I guess it's his old team and knows them inside and out. And I think just the depleted midfield, like we said, they're probably one of the strongest midfields with Gold Coast. So I think they're just going to get their hands all over it. Dunkley will lead that with a whole lot of contested possessions. The Dogs don't defend very well. I looked at the numbers. They're bottom 5 for contested possessions against. And then Darcy 2+. This bloke, I'm just not sure if you can stop him.
He's a problem.
He's a massive problem. I was saying a few weeks ago that don't trust the young forwards, Cadman, Darcy and Caddy.
Sam Darcy and Riley Thilthorpe are problems right now.
Yeah, but you can trust Darcy. I've been seeing him play footy. He's probably the best. He's the best player on that team. And people saying ridiculous shit like he's the best player in the comp. That's literally just outrageous. But he's unreal. And I don't think their backline can keep him from kicking too. I know Harris is down there, but he's probably on Norton. He's probably deep.
Harris would have to go to Sam Darcy.
I know he has to, doesn't he?
He has to.
Because he's a massive
tall. He's
issue.
the only one that's tall enough, and he's still not tall enough.
Yeah, and obviously Harris is great, but then who goes to Norton? You probably have to. They don't really have the tallest backline or the strongest backline. Like, I'm just not sure if they're going to be able to keep Darcy just to not kick too. So $2.70 for that. What have you got?
I've just gone Dale 25+ and Libba 25+, which I think is what you had last week. But I put Zach Bailey anytime goal scorer as well. I'm pretty sure he had a few goals last week as well.
Yeah, he's been kicking a lot of goals.
Yeah, but I'm expecting Libba. He's just been taking control of the midfield with Treloar and Bontempelli out. Bontempelli not far away from all reports. And Dale just being Bailey Dale off halfback, racking it up, getting kick-ins. That's $2.90 odds. And then going over to 100k Sports, they've just gone Will Ashcroft and Hugh McCluggage for 20+ disposals at $1.31. So short and sweet there.
Yep, keep it simple, get a winner. Get in the winners bets video at the end of the round.
I haven't been on many of them.
No.
Then we're going to the Melbourne-Essendon game. And Melbourne, $2.04, and Essendon favourites at $1.81. The line being 2.5.
Meant to be a close one.
Close one, they reckon. I've hit Merritt for 30 and Oliver for 30 at $5 odds. These two have had... Merritt's last two games have been 36 and 34, I think. And Oliver's had...
a whole lot of 30s.
A whole lot of 30s the last 3 or 4 games as well. So I'm just backing them in to continue doing that.
It's nice odds.
I don't think either team really tags.
Not to my knowledge. I don't think so.
So they're the two main ball winners for their side. Merritt especially, with no Parrish or Caldwell still.
Yeah, he's got to get a lot of the footy or they can't really do much with it.
And Petrarca's playing more forward this year, it seems. Oliver and Varney really the only permanent mids that aren't rolling through anywhere else.
Yep.
So that's why I've picked those two.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah, that's a nice bet. $5 that sounds like it's pretty tasty. It just sounds like it should be like a $3.50, like $3 odds multi. So $5 is pretty nice. I looked into this one a bit, and I heard the stat that Melbourne gave away the most uncontested marks in like an AFL VFL game ever against Geelong. And I was like, and I looked at the stats. They give away the third. They give away the third most uncontested possessions. Like they give away uncontested possessions for fun. I see Merritt to get 25. If there's one bloke I know who loves an uncontested possession, it's Nick Martin. That bloke just sits there and sits in free space and stands next to his shadow and gets free footy. And then Shield for 20+ as well.
I like that, actually.
Those are the boys that sit around. Like those two boys will sit on the half back, even if Martin goes forward or whatever he does. I know he loves a free footy. Loves the leather. So that's $2.40 for that. Don't mind that one at all. I wouldn't say the L word about it, though. And they've gone, 100k Sports have gone Redmond 15 plus, Oliver 25 plus, and Piggott 15 plus. So Piggott, I guess, pushing into the midfield there. And that's got them $1.86. So they're just trying to see some winners again. And the next game, we've got Richmond, $5.80 against Fremantle at $1.14. That is very heavy favourites, line 35.5. For this one, again, it was something of a case that Tigers give up the most contested possessions, and the one who gets the most contested possessions at the Dockers. There's a lot of contested theories in my bets this round, but Brayshaw for 30 plus, he gets a shitload of contested footy. Jordan Clark, he sits out there and gets a heap. I just see them getting a shitload of disposals. Very similar to the West Coast game for Carlton. For you, I see the same for these two boys, and Tracy to kick two. I don't see how he doesn't kick two. Ben Miller, I don't think is going to be able to stop him if that's the bloke who's going to be on him. $2.89. What have you got?
I backed up again. I've gone Jacob Hopper again for 20. Hayden Young back into the team. I've got him for 20. And I've picked up Michael Frederick for 2+ goals. That's $3.40 odds there. I think Frederick kicked 2 goals last week. So against Tigers, sort of hoping it goes in there and he gets a couple crumbs.
Hopefully everyone kicks a goal.
Yeah.
And Young back. He got
Young
straight
back
onto
in,
him.
Yeah, straight onto him. Back into the midfield. He'll be a big in for them. Then we've got 100k Sports. They've gone Frederick goal, Tracy 3+, Bolton 2+, and Campbell goal as well for $6.05.
Oh, they're starting to get bigger now.
They're big now.
Starting to wind up.
They've had a few $1.50, $1.30s, but coming into the big things now. Next game we have this round is St Kilda versus Giants. Giants $1.43 favourites, and Saints are paying $2.83, 14.5 line. I've got another just high disposal bet. I've got Tom Green for 30 disposals and Jack McRae for 30 disposals at $3.25. Tom Green's last 5 games, he's had 30 or more.
Yep.
Coming off 37 last week.
Yep.
Jack McRae, we know he can win the footy, and he has been this year back in the midfield. I think last week he had 28, and that was his first game below 30 all year.
He's got 28.
Yeah. So that's why I'm going him for 30 as well.
$3.25. That's not bad. There is more method to the bets this week.
Yeah.
It's method vibes.
Method vibes, yeah.
Yep. My bet this week, I just really struggled, but I just wasn't sure how I wanted to go. I had so many bets that I wanted to go, but I just couldn't find the right odds. But if I had to ask you, St Kilda plus 14.5 or GWS minus 14.5, which one would you take? Out of those two.
GWS minus.
Okay. My bet this week is Saints plus 14.5. I'm testing the curse. I just thought I'd hear what Dos has to say, test what the curse is saying, and go the other side. So I'm going Saints plus 14.5. That's my bet this week. Straight into the guess.
I hate that. That's just... I don't think you put much thought in that.
That's heaps of thought. I don't have to put thought into it because your brain already found the loser.
Yeah, okay.
And brought itself to it. I don't have to do anything. They have gone Hogan for 3, Green for 2, and Wood for a goal. And that's $4.75. They just want a whole lot of goals. If I was going to look at the stats, I would say it was close. So hopefully St Kilda can cover that 14.5. And we look to the final game. This is going to be fiery. After that semi-final last year, Ken and Guinea. I'm not sure if Ken's going to have the same fire knowing he's on his way out. Or is this the last, this could be my last chance to give it to these boys?
He's had a couple bad performances in the last couple of weeks as well, going up against
the Hawks.
Number 1 on the ladder.
Maybe he could, maybe it's boys, I know I'm on my way out, but you could just rip in. Yeah. Just give the boys everything you've got. For this one... Actually, I'll let you go first this one, since your bet did influence my bet. So you can give this one a crack.
I've gone Cam McKenzie, 20+ disposals, Jason Horne-Francis, 20+ disposals, Warple, 20+ disposals, and Rosie, 25 disposals. And that is $4 odds. Jason Horne-Francis looked really good on the weekend. He was their best player by far, I think. Warple back in, and... I just think he gets to 20 back in, and Will Day, unfortunately, out for 3 to 4 months. So Cam McKenzie sort of keeps his spot as that third or fourth midfielder now for the next 3 or 4 months. So that's why I put him in for 20 disposals. And Warple in there as well, because I think if anyone gets tagged now, it's John Newcomb.
Yeah, you're not gonna tag Mackenzie or Warple.
No,
they're not damaging enough with the footy.
No,
or contested enough.
No, but John Newcomb certainly is. And then Rosie, been off the last couple of weeks. I know he got tagged by Windhager on the weekend. But Hawthorn, they don't really send anyone to run with unless it's Finn McGuinness and Nick Dacos.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if that's what happened this year.
Yeah,
nice. I was like I said, Doss's bet influenced mine, so I went Butters 25 plus. I saw he loves to get a fair bit of the footy against the Hawks whenever he plays them. I think his last 3 games he's had more than 30. I'm confident a fiery game like this will get the best out of him. He had 30 for his first game back, and then Mackenzie, like your bet, I did originally have Hawks to win here, but I've changed it out for Mackenzie. You make a really good point. Will Day's now out. He gets to keep his time. If he had 30 last week, he can probably get 20 this week. I'd be surprised if he didn't. I get 220 for that. The guest 100k sports. This one, hold on to your seats. Hawks minus 29.5. Guinea 2 plus. Watson 2 plus. D'Ambrosio 20 plus. Georgiades 2 plus. Butters 25 plus. And Sicily goal $50.49. And even the mega multi.
No.
The mega multi is 100k.
That's their 100k mega multi.
Coming right up. So, what's your mega multi speaking of?
My mega multi, I've gone in between. I've picked some that I liked out of my current bets, but then I've gone bets that aren't even in any of my
Some free agents.
Yeah. I like the Swans. I think I like them.
Let's go. Pies win.
Yeah.
That gives me keeps
I've
of
gone
confidence.
the Swans to win. I've gone the Suns to win. Darcy 2 plus. The Thrill Seeker, Riley Thilthorpe 2 plus.
Liver King.
Stringer anytime goal scorer. And Mitch Owens anytime goal scorer for $9.87.
Nice.
No Max King still. Mitch Owens has been playing well.
I would never put the hands of my multi into stringers. I would
Is
never.
it contract year? Did he get one contract?
It's not. No. I think you got a 2-year contract. I think you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would never put the hands of my mega multi onto his boot.
I don't know. I feel like he had a few good shots. Like had a few good opportunities last week, just couldn't convert. But
has he kicked a goal yet? He must have kicked a goal last week.
I'm not too sure.
He must have kicked a goal last week.
I don't think he did.
If he didn't kick one last week, he may never.
No, he'll come good. It was his first game back.
Well, no, it was not his second game back.
Did he play against Hawthorn?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I just know he hasn't kicked a goal.
Yeah.
Maybe he has.
What do you got?
I've got Swans plus 25.5. I don't see a way Pies beat the Swans by 25 or more. I think it's going to be a classic close game between Swans and Pies, or Swans could come out and beat the Pies by 25 plus. I don't see a way Pies beat them by 25 plus. Houston out, DeGoey out, Schultz out. You have to get some ring-ins. I just don't have a lot of confidence with that. Larky 2 plus. I really think they can't keep him down. Unless they really just focus on him and you're just giving dangers to everyone else. Darling will do his work then. Blues 25 plus. If that doesn't happen, give up. Vossi, pack your bags. Dunkley 25 plus. Like I said, I think he will just go well against his old team. Merritt 25 plus. Brayshaw 25 plus. So it's a bit different to my usual bets, but $6.98. And like we said, for the 100k multi for 100k sports, you can just go to their Instagram or you can go to their YouTube. Both will be linked in the description of both Spotify and YouTube. But that's about all the bets. Do you have anything else to say, Dos?
No, I was just going off what you said about the Carlton bet. It's like everyone thought they were going to beat the Tigers pretty convincingly, and now
if they can't do this,
that's pretty bad. I think Harry Mackay might be coming back in. He played in the VFL.
Yeah, maybe
on the weekend. So if he's back in, I'm pretty.
And Ollie Hollands could be back in.
Yeah,
but if you just can't, if you can't beat the Eagles,
the Eagles are bad defensively.
This is to keep your membership numbers okay.
Yeah, at least the Tigers have a respectable defense with Voston and Nathan Broad.
And they have Taranto and Hopper.
Yeah, they've got.
You're not going to look at Kelly and Graham, and who else is even in the midfield for Eagles?
Harley Reid sometimes, and then a couple of players from the Waffle
and Clay Hall.
Yeah,
it's just it's
a shambles.
If they can't win by 25 plus, it's proper Vossi. There's the door areas. There'll be meltdowns and memberships in microwaves. Anyway, that's our bets for the week. This is the test of the curse.
Yeah.
See if the curves really holds up. Saints plus 14.5 for me.
Saints plus, yeah. I got it.
GWS minus 14.5
That's
for
a
you.
side bet. No, that's your actual bet.
That's my bet.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next week.